Hallo from Germany.
First stop, Berlin.
We're gonna have 290 videos again, aren't we?
No. I was just trying to get a shot of like where we're at. We're at our hostel. This is it.
Hey, there's more. Okay, there's more to the hostel than just 4 beds.
Okay, there's a squeaky bed.
Wait, you want to show the people what it's like when you have to get up there and how creaky it is?
Not really. Too long for this. That's Alex's bed.
This totally reminds me of camp days. If you ever went to camp, it's basically being back in camp.
Yeah, you do get your own locker though, which is nice. And then the tricky part, before you go into the restroom, make sure you click on the light that's over here. Does that make sense?
Or you can play a prank on your bunkmates, which we didn't do.
No. And then you have the bathroom. Not all that exciting. There's a towel heater thing.
Which also doubles as a toilet paper holder, so don't turn it on.
Alex really likes this thing because you can. I could go high for my tall husband, and you could go low for me.
They understand short and tall people here.
Well, yeah.
So and in Berlin so far, I'm actually short, which is nice.
Yes. Like people walk by and it's weird to see him being shorter than somebody. But I like that they have a.
And that if you get a hostel that has a blow dryer, that is actually something that's a +1.
We also got chocolates on our pillow when we came in, but I'm pretty sure. Well, okay.
Let's rephrase this. We didn't get chocolates on our bunk.
Chocolates on our pillow when we came in, but all of our other bunkmates, because we've been through 3, have had chocolates on their pillow. So we think our first bunkmates took ours.
Yes, they're
Just saying.
Just saying. Don't take your bunkmates' chocolates.
But yeah, that's it. There are a lot of cool other places though, which maybe we'll get a few shots of that. So we're at the memorial of the murdered Jews. That's what it says online. Foundation Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe.
It's a monument made by German Parliament to commemorate all of the Jews that were murdered during World War II in internment camps.
When you walk through it, you almost get an overwhelming, like unnerving feeling. And we overheard the tour guide say that it kind of goes up and down, just like anything in history, it kind of goes up and down. Just like.
Well, it's also to talk kind of about like the hope, like the feeling of hope, and then you head back down. So like your emotions were never, and your hope was never on the rise or steadily on the decline. It was always an up and down feeling.
Yes. Also pointed out that it was your home. So a lot of us on the outside think like, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you do this? And he was just saying, well, it's your home, it's your language, it's what you know. So it's just an interesting perspective.
What I mean is home is he wasn't necessarily talking about the Jews, he was talking about the Germans as well that were watching what was going on, not necessarily agreeing.
Well, because didn't he say it was like 2%?
I was talking about how the Jews came from
just kidding.
Germany.
Okay.
Only 2% of the Jews that were in the internment camps actually came from Germany. And that was still 170,000 people.
Yeah.
If you see in the background here, the stones, these are representative of coffins. They're the exact same dimensions as coffins. As far as width and length, the depth obviously varies because of the terrain going up and down, but it just adds to that feeling of some of the stones, and I'm 6'5", some of the stones are a good 5 feet taller than I am, and other ones are shorter than me, so that the kind of the depth that you go, the feeling of going beneath the ground as you walk is kind of an eerie feeling, especially.
Yeah.
But if you guys get a chance, definitely come check it out. Puts into perspective the amount of lives lost, and also lets you kind of see Germany's take on it. Like, if there was a reverence for what happened, in the sense that they wish, it sounds like almost wish they could go back, and not everyone agreed with it, and some didn't have a choice in this happening. So it's not a widespread feeling of like, well, we did this, so it's, you know, it's no big deal. There is some shame there. There is some respect of the life that was lost. Where are we, Roxanne?
We're at the Soviet War Memorial. It was built after World War II. There was 7,000, I think it said, soldiers buried here. It's a very well done place. Like, you can take pictures, but it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, the magnitude of it, like even trying to capture it on video or on photo, it can't do it. Even with the best editing that we've been able to come up with on phones or iPads, it just doesn't capture the stark contrast between the beauty of nature around it and then what the actual memorial symbolizes. And then there is weeping willows too, which, Roxanne, do you want to tell us what those represent?
So there's a statue of like a mother. So like Mother of Russia, or it represents like the homeland. And then from there's a column of weeping willows. So it's just kind of the picture of you know, weeping for those who are lost. It's kind of weird to talk about it because it's a memorial, but I think that's also why they're here. Like, I would have never looked it up or thought about it or considered it otherwise, unfortunately. But the magnitude and the beauty of it, and just the symbolization of like everything that went into it, it just makes you think about it, and it's really fascinating. And even in the pictures or the videos, it just doesn't capture being here.
And also something to note too, this wasn't on the tourist guides that we were given when we showed up at the hostel here in Berlin. This wasn't on there. The park in general was, but not necessarily this memorial. So that's why whenever you go somewhere, ask a local. We actually found out about this place through a guy that we met yesterday, and one of his friends texted him, told him to come to this place, and that's why we know about it. Well, that's how I found out about it. If she knew about it before that, she's not sharing. But
no,
his friend said come to try. We found it by accident. All I had to say is go out and adventure and find places. Don't just always look for what's in the map.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't the most accepted, well, to some, I guess. I was reading some things about it, you know, somebody putting graffiti on it and there being like protests against it and things like that. They did sign a treaty that they would take care of it.
Who signed a treaty though?
Germany signed a treaty that they would take care of it.
In case you forget that we're in Berlin.
Yes.
Wait, there's got to be more. No? I keep interrupting, sorry.
No, but anyways, there's just graffiti. I just find it interesting how even though you might not completely relate, you can relate to the sadness that the war brings to the people who are lost. All that.
And if you think about it, too, World Trade Centers, which for America was probably one of the deadliest attacks or deadliest things on U.S. soil, that was what, 2,000 people? And this is 7,000 people?
I don't know enough to.
I think it was 2,000 people, roughly. I don't know. I should know this better, but it's just the thought of 7,000 people are buried in this grounds that are probably the length of, I would say, 5 football fields long, maybe a little bit longer. That's a lot of people in a small area, and it's kind of cool to think that Germany is not taking responsibility, they're taking care of it. They're creating a memorial, they're upkeeping the memorial. There's actually construction, which is the noise behind, well, in front of us, I guess. They are actively maintaining the site for Russia, right? I don't know. She's gonna shake her head no. But with this, if you guys get a chance, come check it out. Yeah. Anything else to add? Well, we'll catch you at the next one.